Creativity, creativity. How creative are you? Are you innovative or traditionalist? Are you flexible or rigid? Are you or your student or your employee original or a copyist? Are you a risk taker or are you cautious? Are you fluent with ideas or are you restricted with ideas? Are you autonomous or are you conforming? Can you elaborate or is it difficult for you to elaborate? You cannot elaborate. Are you able to form new patterns or is it difficult for you to form new patterns? Are you imaginative or are you unimaginative? Now, each of these adjectives or adjectival phrases is further defined. As you will see, we go down each one here. Each one is defined. I define them for you and you can read them. Go back and forth before you apply the scale. Now, here is how you apply the scale. First, on a scale of 4 to 1, 4 being the rich or the high point, and 1 being the deficient or low point, how creative are you, your student, or your employee? This test, developed by 250 educational psychologists, Vide ACCS, Freimar, 1977, and modified by yours truly, Glenn Harewood, is still valid today. Here are the instructions. First of all, determine the age of the person, even yourself. Turn each of the 9 descriptors here into turn each of the 9 descriptors in the bipolar Likert scale into a question at the corresponding rich or deficient poles of the scale. Example, are you an innovative person or are you a traditionalist? Is your student an innovative person or is he or she a traditionalist? Is your employee an innovative person or a traditionalist? And you do that for each one of the 9 descriptors. Turn each of the 9 descriptors in the bipolar Likert scale at the corresponding rich and deficient poles of the scale into a question. Are you or am I innovative or traditionalist? Second, score yourself according, or third, score yourself according to your determination along the 4 to 1 sliding scale. The 4 to 1 sliding scale. You do that for each one of the 9 descriptors, the high end and the low end. Do not add vertically the numbers, but view as a whole all the scores. Number 5, then decide whether you are or one is more or less rich or deficient on the creativity dimension, and this dimension is only one of 10 dimensions of examining yourself or examining anyone. And number 6, do something about moving yourself or your student or your learner or your employee from the deficient end to the rich end of the scale by choosing or exposing yourself or your learner or your employee to materials, books, literature, TV, learning programs, internet, bona fide, literature, persons, all relevant data, pictures, music, art, etc., that would enhance or move you from the low end of the scale, 1, to the high end of the scale, 4, on the scale. You can have fun doing this. Keep your brain active. Now, for more information about using this, not only the creativity scale, but also the other 9 scales, visit www.glenneducation.com. Now, here are the instructions. I'll put them up for you to see. How creative are you? How to find out how creative you, your students, or your employees are. Now, I have already read this on a scale of 4 to 1, 4 being the rich or the high point, and 1 being the deficient low, the low point. How creative are you? How creative are your students? How creative are your employees? And here are the instructions which I have already read. Now, here is the actual instrument or scale again. Now, below the actual scale, you will find that each of the descriptors is defined. For example, innovative is defined, and the lower end traditionalist is defined. For more information on all 10 scales or the other 9 scales, visit www.gleneducation.com.